Philippines, which is basically the used cooking oil problem. Um, if you're involved in any kind of business sectors, sir, if you're involved in, for instance, if you're a business person, you're a capitalist, if you're involved in trading, or as a reseller, a gas station owner, a contractor, construction, if you're involved in mining, transportation, all of this are part of the that can fall under this project, including manufacturing, the national, local government, the power producer, the electric cooperatives, fishing vessels, boats, farming equipment, and much more, sir. It's more, it's very big opportunity in the biodiesel project. But I would like to always start, sir, with the disclaimer that we are not an investment company. We are not into real estate. We're not a real estate broker or immigration lawyer or securities broker. We cannot also guarantee the outcome of the platform. And of course, this program is not for everyone. What we're doing right now, sir, is we're just sharing the opportunity that's available out there. And if you feel that this is for you, then we would be more than happy to share all the information with you, the process. And as a co-partner, co-owner, since you're in the Philippines, you would have access to our plant, which is in Morong, Rizal at the moment. This weekend, we're going to start cleaning it up. I'm also scheduled to leave for the States to meet with Ma'am Suzette to discuss, among other things, you know. So this was just a disclaimer, sir. And as we all know, there's a very big global problem at the moment, which is the global warming, pollution, high oil prices, especially what's going on right now with Ukraine and Russia, you know, so it's crazy. Of course, when the oil prices go up, we expect that the power and electricity, the Meralco here is just crazy, you know, it goes up as well. Of course, the economy, and because of the pandemic, we have a lot of job losses. So that is the global problem also. But not only the problem as in the used cooking oil is only concentrated in the Philippines, but it is also a global problem globally, the used cooking oil. A lot of things, and I don't know if you've noticed here in the Philippines, sir, but they're used to throwing it or dumping it in their sink from the kitchen. I've experienced it with condominiums. They just, although they have a grease trap, but eventually that grease trap will fill up and it needs to be taken out by the maintenance. If you notice in the Philippines, when the weather's cold, like December, January, and February, when it gets cold, and if it's raining, you will see some parts of Metro Manila flooded. We always think that, well, that could be because of trash. It's not only the trash, but it's also the oil that's being dumped. When the weather's cold, it's like it freezes up, and then when it gets hot, the weather gets hot, it melts again, and then it goes into the oceans or the river, or the lake like Laguna de Bay or Manila Bay in Rojas Boulevard. There's actually a law in the Philippines, a Republic Act 6969, which prohibits dumping of used cooking oil into the sink or anywhere. It is considered as a toxic substance, hazardous waste. It even falls under nuclear waste, that level. It's an act about toxic substances and hazardous waste or nuclear waste, basically. And it's very illegal in 86 countries to recycle used cooking oil back into the food chain. Here in the Philippines, sir, what they do is sometimes they buy it. On the next slide, you will see. They will buy it from restaurants, and what they do is they recycle it using cheesecloth. So, and then what they do is they sell it out, and that is actually very illegal.
What do you mean? They filter it? Is that what you're saying?
They filter it, sir. They filter it, sir. Yeah. Sir, can you just give me 1 minute? I just have to. I just have to instruct someone real quick. Just 1 minute, sir. I'm sorry.
No problem.
ITC. Charles, hi.
Hi, Sue. How are you?
I'm okay. I
I'm sorry.
actually, I thought he was, okay. He's back. Oh,
All
I'm
right.
sorry. I just had to give someone an instruction. I actually had a meeting, but I canceled it. So just to make sure. Anyway,
All
so
right.
yeah, they do that, sir. And this was actually taking next to a seven. This picture was taken right next to 7-Eleven in Laguna. We were driving and we really saw it, you know. I think Nilo is here also. He's one of my partners as well on the technology side. If I'm in the States, Nilo will be the one handling some of the technology side and the operation side of it. So we saw this actually, sir. So this is actually illegal. It's very illegal. The owners of this could get fined. They can go into prison. They can also get their business shut down. So what if we can turn the used cooking oil, sir, into biodiesel? We convert it into biodiesel. So
Mhm.
let's turn waste oil into renewable energy, sustainable energy, so we can be more or less dependent on fossil fuel. Okay. The solution is we do have what we call a biodiesel reactor system. Okay. It's an innovative reactor equipment that can convert um, cooking oil, whether it's animal based or plant based cooking oil. As we all know, biodiesel is an alkyl esters derived from a reaction of alcohol and other chemical materials. Once we combine all of them together, sir, the reaction is basically called transesterification reaction. So it is a process that can be achieved by providing the correct reactants and materials, and of course with proper conditions, such as your humidity, the room temperature, not to a boiling point, the heating temperature. It will react, and then a catalyst is built or a binder, and we can now convert it into a biodiesel. Almost all animal, sir, or plant-based oil, we can convert that into biodiesel. In fact, if someone has a liposuction, human fats can also be turned into biodiesel as long as it has triglycerides.
Mhm.
Just like any chemical reaction, sir, there are critical factors that we have to follow. Number one is the safety of the employee, safety of our warehouse, and safety for the project. So we have already taken into considerations the safety, the sprinkler system, and all of that. So the training of the employees as well. When we talk about feedstocks, sir, these are the raw materials that we can use so we can convert biodiesel that can help the farmers. One is the tallow oil, canola oil, rape seeds, jatropa, coconut oil, sir. Coconut oil, basically in the Philippines, there's a lot. Unfortunately, it is expensive. Why? Because our farmers here in the Philippines, they would rather export it to UK, to Europe, because they get euros and pounds rather than pesos. So
Mm.
if you were to buy coconut oil here in the Philippines, it's really expensive. Palm oil, avocado oil, peanut oil, sunflower, castor, all of this are, we can convert it into um, biodiesel. The talahib, sir, if you're familiar with talahib, that is the wild grass, the tall wild grass that you would see out there. We call them kugun grass. There's a process that I do to extract the oil from it, and we can turn that into biodiesel. The fish oil, if there's any fish ponds that have fish kills, fish are dying, we can convert that into biodiesel. And likewise on the canning of sardines, there's a lot. The one who manufactures one who cans the sardines, and also hemp. In the U.S., I'm licensed to do medical cannabis or medical marijuana. I have a license on that, and also the industrial hemp and the medical hemp. So I have a process that I do with the hemp where the stalks of it, I can turn that into ethanol, and then each branches or seeds, using centrifuge, we can turn that into oil. And from that oil, hemp oil, we can turn that now into biodiesel. It's
Okay.
actually, it's already being done here in the Philippines for experimental, which is somewhere in the mountain province in Baguio. We already, 2 years ago, we were able to obtain that permit, but it was somewhere in Mindanao, um, Bukidnon. I was working with the Bangsang Moro. I'm also a consultant with the BARM, or the Bangsang Moro Autonomous Region Muslims of Mindanao. So I was able to work with them on that. That's already available. This is the reactor system that we have, sir. The capacity of this is 1,000 kilograms or 1 tonner. Okay. The density of it is 1,163 liters for 1,000 kilograms. The yield of it, sir, if you were to say put 1,000 liters into this reactor, after the conversion process, our result is still 1,000 liters. There's no evaporation. In fact, we gain more on this one. And I will show you what other byproducts comes out of this. The reaction time of this is between 30 minutes to 1 hour. The reason why I'm telling everything on this, sir, this is for your knowledge. And if you want to get into something, at least you know what kind of business or how the process works. We have data to prove here, sir. This is not drawing. There's already existing equipments. It is not ours, though, but it is already being used there for the last 10 years. And they don't, the advantage of us is we're commercializing it. They're not. They're just using it for themselves. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with the Jam bus liner in Laguna, the Tapa King restaurants, our Lapids restaurants. There's a lot of companies, even local government units, but they're only using it for themselves, not for commercialization, in which this project is concentrated in doing it commercial. Reaction time, sir, means the conversion time. So 30 minutes, sir, if we're using animal-based oil, which is the lard. And then 40 minutes to 1 hour if we're using plant-based oil. This is the dimension. And also we are internationally patented, Class A. So we have expansion also in the US. Hopefully by the end of this year or first of next year. It's very safe and easy to operate. It's very end user friendly. The unique thing about this reactor, sir, is we have a glycerin glycerol drain in the bottom, which is right here. Okay, that's where the glycerin happens after we done the conversion. That is an extra byproduct that we get out of that. And we are also unique on our part. It's because of our valve and the separation process from the sediment to the biodiesel. In other equipment, sir, the reaction time takes 3 days to process 1,000 liters. Why? They still use water to wash it down. So it takes them 3 days to separate. And then for them to unload it from this equipment, their equipment, it takes almost 3 hours versus us takes only less than a minute to unload the byproduct. That is what is unique about ours. Okay? We only use 2 horsepower pump baffled to create vortex and eddy current. Okay? To top that off, we do have a heating, but not to a boiling point temperature. And it's to make it fast and efficient. Okay? There's also eye-level central control panel. If you're a co-owner, sir, or a co-partner with us, we give you an application over your phone. You will have remote accessibility of this 24 hours, 7 days a week, live feed, which means you can actually see what's going on manufacturing-wise, processing-wise, conversion-wise, how many oil, used cooking oil comes in, how many biodiesel, and result goes out on a daily basis. So you're able to track it down. You'll have a dashboard report every day. We use 100-watt strong LED light so we can see the reaction inside. We use fiberglass reinforced so we can really see everything. And durability of it, it's there. It's reinforced. And it's also translucent so we can actually see the reaction time inside. We do have 2 byproducts, sir. Okay? One is carbon credits. But I'd like to stop here real quick, sir. These two byproducts, I will not include it in the net profit or in the feasibility study on a monthly basis. I will not include it. This is separate. This is actually bonus for us. One is carbon credits. As we all know, manufacturing companies, they have a quota each year. Once they hit that quota, it is either they shut down the company, stop emitting pollution, or they have to pay fine daily while they're in operational. The last but not the least is they have to buy carbon credits from this group or organization that produces 100% renewable energy because they get carbon credits for that. So this carbon credit in turn is being bought by the manufacturer to offset their pollution. So they can continue operating their continue doing their pollution.
Yeah, I
to
understand.
offset that. So anyway, to give you an idea, for 1 metric ton, it's basically, if you're familiar with North EDSA to Makati, that's about 200 cars or jeep. It will, if you're able to come in with a carbon credit, it's basically that is what you'll be saving. The second product basically is the byproduct is the glycerin. It is being used for beauty skincare products, pharmaceutical companies such as the nitroglycerin for people who have a heart attack, where they can just put it sublingually under their tongue, touch, or spray. And then, of course, explosive companies, okay, such as the Bataan Explosive Company. The price on this is about 600 pesos to 800 pesos per liter on the raw materials that we can sell it to them. When we process 1,000 liters, we expect about a 5% return on a glycerin. So we're looking at about 50, maybe 50 liters on that. And the carbon credits right now, we go through Asian Development Bank in Ortigas, ADB. They do the assay on it. It runs anywhere from $30 per metric ton to $80 per metric ton if we were to trade it. It's tradable internationally as well. We can trade it with China. The benefits of biodiesel, sir, also is for engines. It has higher fuel performance due to the higher cetane level than your regular diesel. Cetane on diesel, octane in gasoline, where they have 89, 91, 92, or 97% on octane level. Same as diesel, it's called cetane. It is less smoke, no more smoke belching violations. We did a tester where we put a bond paper or a white paper. We call it here coupon band. We put it on the exhaust system of the car, and it was, sure enough, it was totally dark. Okay, but when we put our biodiesel, let it run for about 40 minutes to clean up the dirt in there, we put that bond paper again, and there was already white spots. So it removed about 70% to 75% pollution. It is much less noise now, and the engine vibration is also less. The regular noise before was 110 decibels. Eventually, when we did the biodiesel, it was already 70 decibels, and the knocking of it was reduced as well. It provides sustainable savings in maintenance and repair. As we all know, if you have a car, we have to do the change oil, the tune-up. Instead of doing every 3 months of a change oil, you can do now every 6 months. Okay, so you have more savings. Why? Because biodiesel is much cleaner and the burning power is much higher than your regular diesel. So less dirt in the engine. It improves your fuel economy due to better mileage. Also, it cleans fuel and engine parts. And there's no engine modification, sir. That means we don't have to remove any parts or add any parts to your car, and it does not void the warranty. In reality, sir, it is the advantage of the manufacturer or the car dealer that they use biodiesel. Okay, it makes it last longer. This is what I'm talking about, the performance, sir, where engine performance and mileage and savings. If you look to your left, sir, the cetane rating that you buy right now is about 44% in the gas stations. Okay, and that gives you about the mileage about 10 kilometers per liter. Okay, so it's about 10 to 12 kilometers per liter. If you process a coconut oil into biodiesel, it gives you about a 75% rating. It increases your mileage by about 50%. So we're looking at an average of 15.1 kilometers per liter. It increases it. But if you use animal oil or the lard, which is 90% with Jollibee, McDonald's, and restaurants, they use animal lard. Um, it increases your setting level to 92% and the mileage to about 18.2 kilometers per liter. So almost double. If you can find a gas station, sir, that sells 100% biodiesel, right now, if the diesel, for example, is at 50 pesos, pure biodiesel, sir, is about 56 pesos per liter. Why? Because it's almost double your mileage on this case. So it has a more burning power and it's much cleaner. So that's the benefit of the mileage and savings. One, it cleans the engine. Two, it increases your mileage as well. This one also, sir, they broke the world Guinness Book of Land Speed Record, 182 miles per hour, not kilometers. So it really, it's faster, it's more powerful. That's why I mentioned like construction company, mining companies, fishing boats or vessels. The reason why, sir, on construction company, they really want higher setting level on their equipments because it needs more power. So that's why we can sell it to construction. Whoever has like construction equipment, the ones especially in mining, they can pay a much higher price for that. For health and environment, it's zero sulfur emissions, very low CO2, CO particulates or other pollutants. As we all know, those cars as well, in EDSA or the Jeep, the smoke that's coming out, sir, is about 20% unburned fuel. So it's very dangerous. The levels right now, it's really high. It's also biodegradable, sustainable, and clean and renewable projects, sir. Non-toxic fuel, we can help reduce global warming and climate changes. In a small way, we can help also the environment. It burns cleaner than your regular diesel, sir. You can see it from the left right here, it's BD, biodiesel. And to your right is the diesel, sir. You can see, how dark the one to your right. After the burning, this is how the biodiesel looks like. And to your right, this is the regular diesel. It's higher combustibility. Diesel, as we also know, that once it doesn't burn like that on a regular diesel. You need to have a piece of paper, a cloth, you dip it, and when you light it, only then it will light. Versus here, you can just spray it and put a lighter, it will combust. Our main market, sir, is nationwide target. In the Philippines, there's 146 cities. 33 cities is highly urbanized. We're planning to put minimum of 2 units per city. Total projected units is 292, which is 146 times 2. That will give us 292 units nationwide in the Philippines. Our target market also for collection of used cooking oil would be your restaurants, your fast food chains such as Jollibee, McDonald's, hotels, resorts, food manufacturings like Unilever, commissary like Wendy's commissary in Marikina. They do about almost 10,000 liters per day because they have the sandwich called Baconator. What they do is they pre-cook it on the commissary before sending it out to their stores. So they have tons of used cooking oil that we can also pick up. There's canteens and the carinderias, food concessionaires, apartment buildings, condominiums. I've talked about the condominiums where they have grease trap. I talked to one of the past presidents of the Association of Managers in BGC or Global City. He told me that yes, there's grease trap, but when that gets full, their maintenance picks it up, but no one picks up that used cooking oil. So what they do is they throw it in the trash, and they double bag it, triple bag it, and then they just throw it. And they've already been fined many times. SMDC, Mega World, all of those have already been fined. and of course some subdivisions. And it's continuing, sir, at the moment. Target cities for collection, and this is, sir, this is only for two of the biggest fast food chain, which is the Jollibee and McDonald's. Okay, it's just the two stores. And this is daily, not monthly. So in Quezon City alone, with both Jollibee and McDonald's, about 26,000 liters per day for disposal. Rizal, 9,000 liters. Marikina, 21,000 liters. Pasig, 22,000 liters. San Juan, 10,000. Mandaluyong, 7,000. Makati, 16,000. Taguig is 13,000. So just on those two fast foods, sir, just on these cities, 124,000 liters. I was able to talk to both Jollibee and McDonald's corporate office, and they have confirmed to me that just on the cities that I've requested, this is their estimate per day. But now that we're full blast again, we're already at level 1, it appears this might increase as well. Okay, so just remember, sir, the 124,000 liters per day. I will come back to do a reference on that. Okay, so 124,000 liters. We haven't even involved Pasay yet, Las Piñas, Muntinlupa, Alabang. There are other cities that we haven't put in here, as and no restaurants as well. No Chinese restaurants in the city of Manila. City of Manila is not even here yet. So there's a lot more. I did a cost versus profit estimate for the disposal rate fee for used cooking oil. See, they pay us, sir, to pick up their oil. Jollibee, McDonald's, all those restaurants, they pay. And the one who picks it up has to be a certified hauler by the DNR. Fortunately, we have a good friend who's an undersecretary for DNR, and we can get a temporary permit right away. So it ranges from 10 pesos to 15 pesos per liter that they pay us. Unilever, they pay 15 pesos because Unilever, they what do you call this, sir? They're a food manufacturing company, and they make mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, they have a thick used cooking oil, so they pay higher, which is actually much better for us because of the triglyceride. And our cost, sir, to produce the biodiesel or to do the conversion process is only 6 pesos per liter, which means it's already inclusive to us picking up, our workers, our warehouse costs, electricity. Well, we're not worried about electricity because we will use our own generator for that, since our cost is very low in producing biodiesel. So everything's already inclusive, including the raw materials. It's only 6 pesos per liter. So that means just on the picking up and conversion of it, we already make 4 pesos profit. Okay. Now, feasibility study provided upon request. We have data to prove this. It's not drawing. It's not calculated. It is computed already. So cost versus profit if we process 1,000 liters. Okay. So they pay us a disposal rate fee per liter. Let's just say 8 pesos. I took out 2 pesos on the 10 pesos, sir. So we will collect 8,000 pesos per 1,000 liters. The cost of production again is 6 pesos. So on the 1,000 liters is 6,000 pesos. We are already positive of 2 pesos per liter. Remember, it was 4, but I just took out, I took out the other 2. The market price on a wholesale, sir, that we're selling, we would sell. I wouldn't say we will sell it at that price, but just I lowballed it. The cheapest out there is 25 pesos per liter plus the 2 pesos that we make. It's 27 pesos per liter. Okay, so we make 27,000 pesos. Now, remember, sir, that was 1 hour of work. 1 hour of work because our conversion time for 1,000 liters is between 30 minutes to 1 hour. So we work 1 hour a day for 26 days. That gives us 702,000 pesos. Okay, but the regular wholesale price, sir, is 38 pesos to 42 pesos per liter. But for feasibility study for net profit, I just did it at 25. Okay, I put the number really low. So again, going back, a summary of processing 1,000 liters per hour, per day, per month. Again, if we did 1,000 liters, 1 hour work, 27,000 liters times 26 days, 26 hours per month, that's 702,000. But if we process 3,000 liters, 3 hours of work, that gives us 81,000 pesos per day. We times that by 26 days. We work 78 hours per week. Per month. That gives us already 2.1 million pesos per month. If we process 6,000 liters, we work 6 hours, 162,000 pesos per day, times 26 days. We work 156 hours for the month. That gives us already 4.2 million pesos. Now, I only stayed up to 8 hours on this one, sir. I just calculated up to 8 hours, which is one shift. We work 8 hours per day, 8,000 liters per day, gives us 216,000. You times that by 26 days, or 208 hours for the month of work. We have a day off on that, sir, every Sunday. We close every Sunday. That already gives us 5.6 million pesos per month. But I won't allow, sir, 8 hours of work. I will maximize it actually, sir, between 20 hours to 24 hours per day, or 20,000 liters to 24,000 liters. But remember, this is only 8,000 liters. Now, going back again on the previous couple slides, sir, I mentioned about, remember, there's already 124,000 liters out there. Although someone's already picking it up, we can still come in. That's why I put it at 8 pesos to beat their price. Okay? Because those hauler, they don't have this kind of technology, sir. What they do is they pick it up and they throw it in the landfill or they bury it. That's the big difference. Okay, us, we can convert it into biodiesel. Now, 5.6 million, sir, on 8,000 liters. But if it's 20,000 liters, if you do the math, we're looking anywhere from 10 to 15 million pesos per month on just one of the equipment. Maybe even 20 million because of the byproducts. Remember, this is just the biodiesel. I didn't add the byproduct. So, again, the monthly net profit is 5.6 million. I'm not going to use that number, sir, for the net profit, but I'll be using 3 million pesos per month, the number. Again, I took out 2.6 million on the net profit. Okay. This is a 5-year projection, basically. If we had 1 unit, that's 3 million pesos on a net profit. So basically, monthly return is 3M. If we had 10 units, so the more units we have out there, sir, the more net profit comes in. Okay, this is just a simple presentation that I did on the numbers. So if we did hit our target in 5 years, that will give us about 876 million pesos on a 3 million net profit. But the real number, sir, if I were to include the byproducts, and we're operating at least 20 hours per day or 20,000 liters per day on per unit, nationwide, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, it can reach as high as 3.6 billion pesos, sir, including those byproducts, and operating at 20 hours per day rather than 8 hours per day. So, if you're a co-owner, a partner, if we're selling it at 27 pesos per liter on a wholesale price, again, sir, that's the lowest 27. Right now, because of the conflict, we can actually sell it about 46 pesos per liter. Okay? As a co-owner on a 27 pesos price, you as a co-owner will make 8 pesos and 65 centavos. Okay, it's like owning a gas station, but you're not paying for any overhead such as the building, electricity, manpower, security guard, water, insurance, none of those. Okay, our number summary, sir. Again, on the disposal fee, I took out 2 pesos. Okay, wholesale price instead of 40 pesos, I just made it 25 pesos. Monthly net profit supposed to be 5.6, I just made it 3 million. I didn't even add the byproducts on it, sir. The reason why I took, I wanted to make sure that everyone looks at it at a 3 million net profit each month, which is very much achievable. But if we operate, I won't allow just 8 hours per day and we're off on Sundays. It will be, if I can do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I will. Now, a lot of engineers that I've met, they ask me, well, isn't that technology, there's moving parts on it. So there should be a downtime. Well, just remember when we process it, there's a rest time of 30 minutes to, in between processing. So it gives us rest, for at least 20 minutes. So we can really run it for 24 hours. The future expansion, sir, would be a mobile gas station. During the pandemic, a lot of Filipinos got used to just having everything delivered, from food, groceries, everything. Just imagine this, sir. Sunday night, you have work tomorrow at 7 a.m. I wouldn't go out to get some gas. If you go now that it's level 1, the traffic is back, just to go get a gas, it'll take you 30 minutes to maybe an hour. Then you'll end up costing your gas just going there, the time, the pollution. It's hard. So just imagine it. We deliver it to your home or office, free delivery, 5 pesos cheaper than the ones in the gas station, and we can book everything online. 500 liters capacity for this Piaggio. Okay, a co-ownership opportunity, sir. As a co-owner with the plant, we give you first priority. We will inform our partners on the warehouse, on the manufacturing plant, that, okay, we're going to open up now for delivery. Okay, would you be interested? How many units would you like to start with? So that's an opportunity for you to expand, not only on the plant, but also on the delivery side of it. We have to be in compliance with regulatory agencies. We cannot be one of those, we call it colorum or legal things, because number one, our competition will be really mad. Our enemy is the regular gas stations. We're selling it much cheaper, much better quality, and it's being delivered. So we have to be in compliance with permits and everything. Then the convenience of GCash, Paymaya, credit card company, a credit card payment using Dragon Pay. Okay, this is already the plant warehouse in Morong, Rizal. Okay, we're getting ready to fix it up. We'll have new pictures that will be posted very soon. So this one's 1,200 square meters. We only got it for 35,000 pesos a month. With this kind of place, usually it will range anywhere from 75,000 to about 150,000 pesos. But we just got it for 35,000 pesos. We also have a migration package, sir, but this will be directed or explained once the co-owners already, this is for the US or other countries that we can also help our co-owners here in the Philippines to migrate to the US as well. The value of the project, it's 11.6 million pesos. We require a partnership of 3.5 million pesos. In the event someone doesn't have the 3.5 million pesos, we do have options. Again, the biodiesel project, the capital share, just like someone franchising with Jollibee or McDonald's, they come in with 3.5 million capital share. The monthly net profit that I will be using will be the 3 million at 30% monthly return of capital share for 1 year or 12 months. So we'll be using the 3 million net profit, sir, at 30%. So capital share, C-O, sir, means co-ownership, monthly return of capital share, number of months, 12 months return of capital share, and the return of capital share in percentage. So if someone had 3.5 million pesos, sir, that would be only one co-owner and us, our partner. The return of monthly return of capital share based on the 3 million, not on the 3.5. I actually had a previous slide where it was higher than the 900,000, but it's actually based on the 3 million net profit. It's 900,000 monthly return of the capital share. So in 12 months, the return of capital share from your 3.5 million would be 10.8 million pesos or 360% because it's 30% on the net profit. But if the net profit increases at 10 million, that 900,000 would now be 3 million pesos. It depends on, again, on the net. But again, I use the number, sir, the lowest number with no byproducts, only for everyone to see. If you don't have the 3.5, but you have the 1.1, that's what comes out, sir. There will be 3 co-owners plus us. So that would be 4 co-owners. 300,000 pesos on the 1.1 monthly return of capital share, 12 months, that the 1.1 becomes 3.6 million. Again, 360%. If you only have 583,000, there will be 6 co-owners in total. The return on monthly capital share. Okay, the 583 in 12 months will become 1.8. If 233,000 will be a total of 15 owners plus us, it'll be 60,000 pesos per month on the 233 for 12 months, 720,000 after 12 months. And the last but not the least, which is the 116,000, that will be 30 owners plus us. That would be the return monthly. It's about 31,000, close to about that. 12 months. So that is basically the numbers, sir, that we have based on the capital versus the return of the dividend, basically, that will be coming out for 12 months. The first return of capital payment will start in 90 days because we need that 90 days to manufacture the equipment. It'll take 21 days. Then we will do a dry run for about a week of processing. And among other things, the permits and all of that, we want to make sure we have we're ahead. We don't want to be promising short period of time that we cannot deliver. So we want to make sure it's a 90-day head start for us. There's really no competition with other equipment, sir. There's 2 equipments right now. One is coming from JICA, and one is coming from Department of Science and Technology. Okay, both equipments, sir, cost more. It costs 24 million pesos, and it takes them 3 days to do it, to do the conversion process. And this one is done by JICA. It costs them 54 million yen, Japanese yen. And this was donated to Sara Duterte in Davao. It was launched in 2017. Okay? This is the problem they have, sir. It's the nitrogen, the cooling system. And look at their hoses. They use water a lot. That's why it's taking them too long. They have to cool down the system as well because their heating, it's almost too close to boiling point. And it takes them almost 3 hours to take out the glycerin, the separation. These are our open territories, basically. In the Philippines, about 292 units. We can actually go international on this. in the next 15 years, but I just calculated 15 years, even if we just hit 30% of it, that would be good enough in 15 years. So that is just an estimate. Um, that's basically the presentation, sir, on the business side of it. The co-owner side, there's a lot of opportunities for expansion. So, in any case, sir, if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer those questions, sir.
I don't have any immediate questions, but it sounds interesting. So thank you for your presentation.
No problem, sir. Anytime.
Give it some
Anytime.
thought. It looks like you have a good idea there.
Yes,
So-
sir. Thank you, sir. And sir, there is already equipment existing, sir. Okay, so just letting you know, this data is actually this raw data that I have here. It's actually coming from the inventor who shared it. He took those data from Tapa King, all of those companies that he sold the equipment to.
Mhm.
He got all of those data and he shared it with me. And even though the numbers are higher, I brought down the numbers. He told me it was between 8 to 12 million pesos on the net profit, really. But I took it down to 3 million just everyone can really see, wow, it's really feasible. Okay, sir?
All right.
So-
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time as well. And hope to
Likewise.
hear from you. Hope to hear from you soon, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Talk to
Thank you,
later.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.